But outside it's living human tissue. Flesh, skin, hair, blood. But outside it's living human tissue. Flesh, skin, hair, blood. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop, ever, until you are dead.
We weren't always like this. So we bred ourselves into castes. Some to be our eyes and ears, some to be our muscles and sinews.
Oh, you mean you're hunters?
Bred to be predators, but bred also to be controlled. You see, my caste concentrated on expanding our cerebral abilities.
And then it was attacked eventually, the blacks were eventually attacked by the Aryans. Now this is the first meeting recorded between whites and blacks. This is what the blacks say of the whites at that stage. The Martu who know no grain. They're not cultivators yet. The Martu who know no house or town. The Boers of the mountains. They're nomads. The Martu who does not bend to cultivate the land. Who eats raw meat. Who has no house during his lifetime. Who is not buried after his death. Because most of the Europeans did not bury because they were running from place to place. Africans, in fact, the Grimaldi were the first to introduce burial of humans in Europe, because those before them, like the Neanderthals, who were not complete, and then the later nomadic tribes in Europe, they burnt things. They burnt, or they just threw it away, or they burnt the bodies, but they did not build graves. The Grimaldi were the first to build graves in Europe.
So it's not enough that you hunt them down like animals?
That's their role here.
To be your food?
Yes. And for those who are suitable to be breeding vessels for our other colonies.
This is 18-year-old Tamasia. She fell in love with 48-year-old Marcus.
As far as, the age difference goes, I don't think of her as being 30 years younger than me. Holy smokes.
Their 30-year age gap didn't get in the way of them falling in love.
Books that she's interested in, but I think by and large our tastes are slightly different. We intersect, but we don't have exactly the same taste for sure.
With Marcus compared to somebody my age, let's get this straight, boys, guys my age. So I was grocery shopping with my gram and I see Marcus staring at me and I'm just like, maybe he's not looking at me or he just has a staring problem. So I was 16 when he approached me. And I told him I was 18, and I was like, okay, that sounds good coming out of my mouth, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Convincing Marcus that she was in fact 2 years older, the pair started dating while Tamasia was just 16 years old.
And for those who are suitable to be breeding vessels for our other colonies. You see, I'm just one of many.
I don't understand how you can sit there and speak so coldly about this. Have you not considered the human cost of what it is you're doing?
The smarter the person, the group is, the greater the probability of genius within that group. So they tested the orangutans, these 15 geneticists from around the world. Now, these geneticists came from 9 different universities. And we have here on the cover of the pamphlet they put out the names of these geneticists. And you can see them right there, right beneath the title of this pamphlet. Now, this pamphlet, most people have no idea what it means. But breaking it down, and after you study it and have it explained to you by a geneticist, a trained geneticist, you will find that they're talking about DNA series. Now, here are the names of these 15 geneticists from around the world: University of Japan, University of China. Yale University is the headquarters of this organization called the American Association for the Advancement of Science. And you see it down there. Now, this was copyrighted in 1996. All right. What it said is this, and this is the mind-blowing part. It said that when they tested the orangutan, they found out he only had 3 DNA series. When they tested the gorilla, they found that the gorilla has 4 DNA series. He's a little smarter than the orangutan. They tested the chimpanzee, which is an ape, and found that he had 5 DNA series. Then they went all into the different races of the world. They went into Europe and tested the DNA series of the English, the French, the German, the Spanish, the Russians, and found they had 6 DNA series. Then they put all of this, what they found from around the world, on a map. And this map really is called the intelligence map of the world, because they tested 116 different human groups and found their DNA series numbers. All of them, all over the world, have 6. And they put the numbers in form of a little flag that you can see on this map. These little flags have a color. And they show, oh, this is upside down. I'm sorry. Yeah. And they showed that the English have only 6, and all into Europe, only 6. Went over into Japan and China, and they only have 6. Over into America, which is predominantly European, and they only have 6. Then they came to Africa, and they came to the part of Africa. Now, all the rest of them, they put in little flag colors. Those flag colors are orange, red, if you notice. But when they came to Africa, found out that the African people have 9 DNA series, from here just below the Shanghai Empire down to the foot of Africa. All those 10 nations, of which African Americans descended from one of them. We have 9 DNA series, the greatest possibility of genius in our group. Now it's answered this age-old question: how can a people survive being told they're nothing for 400 years? never allowed to learn that they came from beautiful cities and told they came from a jungle. How could a people survive? How can a people become champions in everything they touch? Because they have 9 DNA series, while the rest of the world has only 6. This is why they copyrighted this. And you'll notice on the outside of this, now this map is taken, I took this map right from this page here. And I blew it up so that the world could see it. Even though this is copyrighted, I can't let you have this book because it's copyrighted. The title of the book is called Global Patterns of Linkage, Disequilibrium at the CD4 Locus and Modern Human Origins. Global Patterns of Linkage, Disequilibrium at the CD4 Locus and Modern Human Origins. Now you have to be a geneticist to even know what they're talking about. But when we broke it down and interviewed Dr. Kidd, the head, he's the chairman at Yale University. He broke it down into plain, everyday English so that the world would know that the African American is descended from those people who gave to the world the Great Pyramid, gave to the world science, gave to the world mathematics. A black man named Ahmose gave algebra to the world 3,700 years ago. It's in the world books, it's in the encyclopedias. They don't want our children to know this, because then that would make the playing field level for white children. And you know what happens when they made the playing field level in basketball and allowed black men to play. Out of 29 of the top-seeded players in the world today, 28 are African American. When they opened up the Penn relays, when they opened up the Olympics and allowed blacks to run back in 1932, we've won all the gold medals. And the same thing will happen in the classroom when they allow our children to learn their African history. That's what this is saying.
Dr. Robinson, are you saying that the African American also has 9 strands of DNA?
I am saying that we are descended from the West Africans who had 9 DNA series. On this map that these geneticists, you see the green down here? Well, that's where we're from. That's where African Americans are from.
Did they test African Americans?
They couldn't. They tested Americans as a group, whites, and they have 6. They didn't test African Americans because they know that we are the same people from West Africa.
So they didn't have to?
Didn't have to.
Okay, that's true.
That's true.
How is it that you think that this evolved, that we evolved with 9 strands
9
below the Sahara?
Well, it tells you in here. This book tells why. Preemie babies, they're leaving the mother's womb early, too early, never develop to the same.
Hello, my name's Light 2. Because of my life I've been lied to. I was taught I'm a Canaanite, not true. I was taught I'm a Hamite, not true. I was taught I'm cargo, not true. My ancestors sin brought hot soup. Now we're waking up, time to regroup. Leave Babylon cause the day's due. We're the people of the book. Sit down, take a look. That's that's why they hate you. Yeshua was a Negro with dark hue. Deuteronomy said we be slaves too. Return to y'all, get the breakthrough. If not, be despised, but it take two. I love you, so don't be a castaway. And when you wake up, a common thing they call us anti-Semite, but I'm from Shem, call me anti-Semite.
Eurocentric worship is what we authorize. Christ was white, not black. What you heard was lies. Khazars, Sephardi's are the Israelites. No more talk on this topic cause it divides. I'll see you next Sabbath. Please don't forget your tithes. Forget tithes, tell the truth.
Now that the curse is lifted, we can finally see the light. We praise the Most High, we can finally get it right. We keep the Holy Sabbath, we breaking no commandment. We standing on the corner, letting these other nations have it. I know the truth hurt, but see the truth work. Fulfilling prophecy, yeah, to the Jew first. Everybody ain't gon' get it, so that truth hurt. Breaking down all lies and religion first. See, I thirst prophecy, and yo, I fit the curse. Look at the news, is real, man, it's getting worse. Jacob trouble is real, head hard as steel. Broad is the way that leads you off the head.
Thank you for watching False Camera Action. Before you go anywhere, don't forget to click subscribe.